Hi, this is Bronco with South County Fire. I want to welcome you to the first ever virtual Edmonds 9/11 Memorial Ceremony. Due to COVID-19, we are unable to meet in person or meet in large gatherings. I encourage you, however, to visit our monument located at 675 6th Avenue North in Edmonds when it is safe to do so. The terrorist attacks on September 11th in 2001 killed nearly 3,000 people in New York City. We will never forget them, nor the unity that America and the world experienced when we came together to defeat terrorism. Today, we're facing a different crisis, COVID-19. This virus is now killing 1,000 Americans every day. That's 2 9/11s every week. At the current rate of spread, we will lose more Americans this year than all of the American soldiers that were lost during World War II. We need to unify our nation and treat this pandemic as a war. We don't need bullets and bombs, just masks, social distancing, and accurate information. For the sake of your first responders, doctors, nurses, family and friends and neighbors, please protect yourself. It's our duty to protect each other. Thank you.
All uniformed personnel, attention! Reset! Off!
And now I'd like to introduce retired firefighter Andy Spire.
Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this day with you all. As a former New York City firefighter assigned to fire companies in Midtown Manhattan, it was no surprise to learn that all the members of my battalion were missing on 9/11. Many of the department members I worked with on the days following 9/11 have since retired. I want to thank all the members of the former South County Fire Departments, Edmonds, Linwood, Montlake Terrace, and Fire District 1, for their support that helped get me through the months following my return to duty. I especially want to thank Fire Chiefs Tom Tomberg, Doug Dahl, Battalion Chiefs Steve Allison, Greg Lucas, and Steve Ness, Captains Brett Kuhn and Dennis Oftedal, and Firefighter Dave Erickson. They will never know how much they assisted me. Thank you very much.
And now, Police Chief Lawless.
Hi. We're here today to honor the 2,977 innocent men and women, including 342 firefighters and 60 police officers, who lost their lives on September 11, 2001 as a result of the attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, as well as those who lost their lives on Flight 93. Thank you for joining us to honor all those who have been and continue to be so significantly impacted.
And here are a few words from Fire Chief Thad Hovis.
Thank you for joining us for this virtual ceremony to pay tribute to the victims of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. As Firefighter Erickson mentioned, when you can safely do so while following COVID restrictions, I also encourage you to visit the Fallen Firefighter Memorial Park in front of Fire Station 17 to both reflect and remember. When there, please look closely at the 1-ton beam recovered from the World Trade Center, supported by 2 stainless steel towers sitting above a pentagonal foundation, honoring the nearly 3,000 who lost their lives that day, including 343 firefighters, 60 police officers, and 10 emergency medical services workers. I'd now like to introduce Edmonds Mayor Mike Nelson, who has a special message to share with you.
Our memorial at downtown Edmonds Fire Station 17 has a steel I-beam from one of the fallen towers and recognizes the hundreds of firefighters and police officers who lost their lives at the World Trade Center on 9/11. It is a vivid reminder of the humanity exhibited during such an inhumane act. My heart goes out to all those we've lost, and I especially want to speak about those first responders. An FDNY chief, Edward Crocker, once said about firefighters, quote, "When a person becomes a firefighter, their greatest act of bravery has been accomplished. What they do after that is all in the line of work," unquote. Responding to 9/11 was not just brave or their job. No one trained those first responders for this. Firefighters and police officers who were somebody's father, mother, husband, wife, child. Their whole world was crashing all around them, and their first instinct was to save someone else, to run straight into the burning towers when everyone else was running as far away as they could. That day and the weeks that followed, first responders came from all over our country, including Washington State. Over 78,000 responded to the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and Shanks Hill, Pennsylvania. They picked through the rubble, the smoke, and the ashes for any semblance of someone's loved one. And they have continued to make sacrifices long after. Today, cancer and respiratory illnesses are continuing to take the lives of firefighters and police officers who responded. Over 200 FDNY and over 241 NYPD officers have died from World Trade Center related illnesses. Over 10,000 responders have a 9/11 attributed cancer. Our memorial is a reminder of the very worst times in our country and of the very best who faced it. From such a horrific act, it was our humanity for each other that we must remember. We owe it to all those who we have lost to never forget. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us in this first ever virtual 9/11 memorial. We look forward to seeing you again in person. Until then, please be safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, and practice social distancing. Thank you.